All right. Welcome back. So today we just got a chill little talk session. Um, yeah, what's going on? Soul Spark Tarot. I guess this is more so Soul Spark Radio, but I'm Mr. No, and I just want to get on the mic and just talk to you about things coming in a pair of twos. And I'm happy to drop this epiphany. You can go check out the video, our last reading that we just did. You can see that in there, but here's a little bit more clarity upon that. A lot of the things that we have in this world, we fall short because we think it's longer. We think it's more than what it is, but in actuality, it changes through expansion. There's a step back, which dual makes it two. And it's funny because that's a strange position that we're in when we're looking at life. How do we take something and polarize it and then view that polarization as something new altogether? I'm thinking right now of how do I take a steel beam or a Lincoln log or a Lego piece and know I can put this side and that side together? And again, that creates something brand new altogether. And a lot of people don't realize that happens twice. It happens in the way that you are conscious, and it also happens in a way that you're unconscious. So here's the idea. This is just a pair of shoes. I take two things that we can deem as opposites, two things that are drastically different, two things that could completely be not the same whatsoever. But by us putting them in proximity and taking a step back, now we can start to see these things as something new. This is a pair. Guess what? It moves as a two. This is still just one and one though. But because of the proximity, we now have a pair, and we can have this pair in close proximity or in far proximity. Hey, I'm looking for my pair of shoes. I found one shoe downstairs and the other one upstairs. How can this be? Well, they still match. They still go together, right? That is the idea of a pair, because we're not talking about the shoe. We're talking about the status of the space in between. The status of the space in between was the flight of stairs between the first floor and the second floor. That difference between being at this level and being at that level, that still has a connection. It's still paired together. So things that hurt you on the inside, let's say, they might hurt you at 6-year-old you, but then it might be paired up with a couple of events at 8-year-old you and at 13-year-old you. Those things being paired up, right? How can you have three in a pair? Don't worry about that. That's what we call a package now. It's just, again, that's the next building block. But we got this pair, 8th grade, and let's say sophomore year in college. Paired up the same thing, the same way, parts of one each other. Well, this is the idea of having a shoe box now. That's that third. I'm 8, I'm 10, I'm 13. I'm in 8th grade, I'm sophomore in college, I'm in my last year of my graduate program. The capsule, or the things that put the pairs together to make it into a single unit again, that's not of the mind, that's not of the idea, the actual physical box or the physical bag, the container itself. That is the key for us to understand how we move forward in life. The reason why is because we took one thing and turn it into two. That's like taking the number 6 and then turn it into 7 and 7. I got a 7 over here, spiritual beliefs in the dark side. I got a 7 over here, spiritual beliefs of the light side. I got an 8 beyond them both, which is the combination of the spiritual and the non-spiritual. Then on the spiritual side, we know that there's a light in the dark, and then the non-spiritual, there's a light in the dark. This polarized contrast, this left and right in the number 8, is just met with an open door as viewed in the number 9. But what I had as an epiphany today was the number 9 is what we're living as in life. Because the number 10 is the continuation of what was, just happening as a new story. Same narrator, different book. Same author, different story. Same movie, being directed the same way. Different movie, same direction. Hey, I want you to pay attention to the idea that there can always be something that can polarize. I want you to pay attention to the fact that this here can be easily understood through macros and micros. So I wrote 2 books. Course 7 is split up into 2 sections. Course 7 is telling you about habit changes on the micro and the macro scale. 2 different things for the same thing. It's change. So when I'm pairing these changes together, it allows you to move across space in a little bit different way. I don't need to see each individual pair of micro changes I want and macro changes I want. I can box both the changes together and call it something new. And this is what Course 8 is in the Respark Fitness Motivation Program. Our book for Course 8 is management of that self now. But we understand that because a manager is looking at other things and organizing them, we're realizing that the self is multiple things, and we're organizing those different present moments, or we're organizing those shoes in the box. We're putting them in the right way. I might not even have the box anymore, so I'm organizing them in this bag. Oh, I might be organizing them, and I'm putting the paper tissue in my shoes, putting the box, put them in the box, and then putting them in the bag that the box came with. I'm doing a lot more to put these layers, but notice, it's the same thing repeating over and over. That brings us to number 9, which is the idea of reflection. I can reflect back to you, or I can just end. The number 9 is the end. That's the 10. What changes though? Well, beautiful, beautiful. Number 9 can go into what we call a 10. The 10 is just what? A 1 and a 0. That is just the separation of the 9. A 9 looks like this, right? The 1 and a 0. A 9 looks like this, right? A 1 and a 0 is just simply the 9 being detached. Here's the 0, there's the 1. So, because it's 0 and it's a 1 now, that's what the 9 breaks into. That takes us to the next level, which is a new space. The space of memory in the circle part of the 9 or the 0, and then the 1 or the action, the thing that is interacting with space. This is the left shoe versus the right shoe. Being outside of its box, being away from its pair, being isolated, knowing that it's a part of something greater. This is you. This is you who understands that you're part of the universe. We're unified, but you feel isolated sometimes. That's okay. You got me. And I got you. And we got that idea more importantly. So what do I want you to do? I want you to believe in that shoebox. I want you to believe in that bag. I want you to understand that you don't have to chase the bag when you are the bag that should be chased. But how you interact with the world is what brings what chases you. And this is how you elevate yourself. But this is also how you try to make a change in the you privity to your health. Privity. It doesn't matter which way you choose to see. Just know that you are a pair, and if you find the boxes inside, well, that'll help you make a move, help you change your tune, help you groove, break through, help you find a new understanding of this you, claiming who you was and what you're not. That is thinking up upon the block, any which way presently got the understanding of the actions you should take, the lane that you pave. Understand that you got to make the changes for you. And the changes can simply be a thought. So this is the idea of going into course 10, which is the understanding of continuing health. That is life being lived all over again. And chapter 1 or course 1 tells us all about introducing. We're introducing ourselves to new. And then we got to get our mental foundation up. And then when we get to chapter 4, we get a chance to manage those things externally. That means we do the things that we find interesting in our lives. Without those activities, it's okay. But with those activities, it's great because it brings in what we call that zero space, that memory bank of previous. I remember I'm a pair. I'm not by myself. Even if I'm alone, I'm not here alone. I'm securely twice. Inside, I know I'm a twin. Outside, I know I have a box. But guess what? I got both, and I can have, even not. So, let's be balanced. Let's do what we need to do. And I'm talking about the Trinity, dude. Try to balance the 3's in you so you can see the 6 and you can see times 2. 12 on this beat, but that's just a 3. That means that's just a higher octave on the scene. Repeating past, repeating beats, new words on the scene. Hey. Alright, people. I'll get out of here. See y'all next time. I'm Mr. Anu. Peace.